This video will show you the top 3 misconceptions that people make when using the law of attraction, and I'm going to share that with you using quantum physics. I'm going to share you ways that you can practically apply these ideas so that you transform the way you see the law of attraction to really get the results that you want. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, we're going to be specifically talking about some ideas that quantum physics is starting to point to when it comes to how we experience what we do in our life. And what I want to do is show the little bit of the tweaks of how we can think about things in a little bit different way to really maximize the results that we get. Now, with this process, understand, as I say, many times with the law of attraction, we always get a reflection of who we are being. We always get a reflection of what we believe to be true. So, more important than just thinking about things, it's also about understanding that it's our beliefs that create our experiences, and that our beliefs are what I call self-fulfilling prophecies. So they always turn out to be true depending upon our own perspective. Now, with that being said, the first one I want to talk about, the first misconception when it comes to the idea of the law of attraction using quantum physics, is that we are creating our own reality. Now, this sounds counterintuitive, but the idea is that we aren't actually creating our reality so much as we are choosing our own reality. Now, what I mean by this is that every possible version of what we can imagine exists right now in this moment. This is what we could fundamentally call in quantum physics parallel realities. And the idea is that every possible version that we can imagine exists right now in the present moment. That what we think of as time is actually us shifting through different parallel realities that may look so similar to one another that we think there's no difference, but the idea is that we are actually shifting through them billions of times per second, and the consistency of what we think of as time is that shifting. Now, the power of this is knowing that a powerful way that you can manifest is to imagine the best possible version of reality you can. Know that as you see yourself living the kind of life that you want, as you see yourself doing exactly what you want to be doing, that reality exists right now in the present moment. And that's all you have to do is tune to it by embodying the right beliefs, embodying the right emotions, literally matching yourself up to that perfect version of you. Now, the power in knowing this is that you can choose that perspective, you can choose that timeline based on your own perspective, but you aren't actually creating it because it already exists. Now, this makes it powerful because then we see that we have a basis, we have a model for the way that we can be, the way that we can become, and as we know that, we can then make the same choices, we can link up the same thought patterns as that version of us, and as we do that, we will eventually get the experience that we want. So think about this. Think about this more in the terms of parallel realities, that every possible version you can imagine exists right now in the present moment, and that all we have to do is begin to tune to it, and as we do that, we will eventually get the reflection that we want. Now, the second point and the second misconception that most people have when it comes to law of attraction is understanding the moment of now. The only moment that really exists is this moment right now. Now, that's something I love to talk about because it's so powerful once we really begin to sink into the moment. Now, think about it. When you experience the idea of the past, you did it in the now moment. We will never actually experience the future because by the time the future gets here, it'll be this moment right now. The idea of what we think of as time, or what we think of as these different separate moments, are just from a new point of view, but it's the same moment right now. Now, this is important because it makes us understand that the power of affirmations, the power of happiness, doesn't have to be something we have to prolong into the future. We must feel and embody the emotions of what we want to experience right now in the present moment, because as we do that, we eventually get the experience and the reflection that we want. So we can apply this because a lot of times the misconception is that once I get over there to that future event, I can then feel happy, or I can't feel happy now because of this thing that happened 6 years ago. The idea is we need to take that filter away, take that perceptual filter away, and start to focus on the present moment and how we can enjoy and feel those emotions within. Now, I'm going to make a proposal to you that You could feel any emotion that you want if you simply give yourself permission to do so. If I were to ask you to go into a visualization right now and to visualize yourself doing exactly what you want to do, maybe that visualization from the first point about, imagining the best possible version of yourself. If you do that consistently or for a period of time, you will start to embody those emotions and that feeling. And then you realize that that is something you can feel right now in the present moment simply by deciding to do so. So this is about understanding the power of your emotions, the power to feel the way that you want, and the power of giving yourself permission now to feel how you want, because then you get a new reflection in your life versus trying to wait until that external point when I'm X amount of success or, being focused on the past. So bring it back to the present moment. Know that the reality you want to experience exists right now in the present moment, and that as you tune yourself to it, you embody those emotions, and then you eventually get the experience and the reflection that you want in life. Now, the third common misconception when it comes to understanding the law of attraction using quantum physics has to do with knowing that you never actually change the reality that you're in. Now, the idea, once again, is that parallel realities, the idea is that we're constantly shifting to different ones that may look so similar that we think we're in the same reality, but really it's one that's very similar, but we've shifted based on our own internal state of being, how we're thinking, and how we're feeling. Now, this is important to understand because when we realize that we will never actually change the reality that we're on, because in a way, think about it like a picture maybe, if you're looking at a projector at a screen, the idea is each individual frame that's going over the projector that's then projecting onto the screen is a separate frame. Well, in the same way, we're not actually changing each individual frame, we're just shifting so quickly that we're going from one to another, and that's the idea of continuity. Now, this is powerful in understanding, because when we realize that, we see that which reality do we prefer to experience. And as we start to have this new perspective, we can see that we don't need to focus on changing anybody else. We don't even really need to focus on changing anything on the external. It's just about embodying the way we prefer to be, and as we embody the way we prefer to be, we eventually get the new experience that we want. So this means that we can let go of trying to, resist. That's really the main thing about this point, is understanding resistance and how we can let it go by knowing, do I want to carry this around into each individual parallel reality? Is this something I want to bring with me everywhere I go? And as we begin to look at it in a completely new way, we'll see that we could just decide to let it go. Sometimes we carry around the beliefs of what we learned growing up. We kind of lug it around like luggage on our back, and we walk around with it thinking that it is ours. But the moment we decide to let it go is the moment that we really start to feel free, and we start to actually shift away from those undesirable realities. So remember that this is something that's so powerful for understanding quantum physics. It's understanding, our subconscious mind, understanding how we work at a deeper level, understanding how we can choose our reality by increasing that emotion, by increasing the feeling of already having what we want. And that's why that's also something I created for you guys, is a guided meditation that allows you to reprogram your subconscious mind to increase how you think, how you act, and how you feel in the direction of what you want to experience, so that you can really experience that reality that you want. So that's something that's absolutely free. You can download it in the description below, and it will help you create the ideal reality that you prefer. So remember, it's all about understanding that there are an infinite number of parallel realities, that what you want to experience, that reality exists right now. It's simply a matter of tuning to it by taking consistent action, by thinking and linking up your emotions and your thoughts to it. That secondly, when we let go of understanding time in a way where linearly we want to get somewhere else other than where we are now, we can give ourselves permission to feel the emotions of what we want to experience. And as we do that, we start to see that new reflection in our life. And then thirdly, letting go of the resistance by understanding that we're not actually changing the reality that we're in, we're shifting. So therefore we can let go of the baggage that no longer serves, so that we can really be who we prefer. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and also hit that little notification gear so that you can see the daily vids that I do. And other than that, as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, namaste.